Not bad. Not bad. Ooh, look. Look, it's a different it's a different background. Must be a Destination Decluttered TikTok live pop-up. Pop-up. Yeah. So all right, looks like let me see what we got here. We have a good connection. You're notifying viewers that are live, and I'm gonna put my tea on this really cool coaster that I have. And we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's going on. Good morning, good morning. Hey, hey. There we go. Now, some of you may think, hey, what's she doing on? German Maid knew. Gingy Pola Borg and Tom the Carpenter knew. Yeah, good morning. I know it is a Sunday morning, but sometimes we need a little, I don't know, community gathering, a little motivation. I love it. German Maid was waiting. Oh, thank you. That means what I'm doing is working. Good morning, Tom the Carpenter and Leanne and Florence. Florence. Did you hear how I pronounced that? Florence. Florence. Interesting. Linda and Mimi and JW and Zoila. Here's a fun thing. I was doing this yesterday. It kind of happened organically when I did this TikTok live pop-up. I don't mean to be nosy. I'm just curious. I am always curious what state or city or state you are chiming in from. So I see your names. I will introduce myself so you can see how, and you can just put it in the comments if you feel like it. I love if I was in one of my rooms. Actually, it's so funny how many maps I have in my house. I have a world map right there, but I can't see. So my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and I am coming to you from Pennsylvania, just outside of Philly, about 40 minutes outside of Philly. Or actually, it's funny. It's either 40 minutes or 2 hours, depending upon traffic. Tom the Carpenter's from Georgia. German Maid is showing up from North Carolina. I love it. So yeah, pop it in there. I am originally from Massachusetts. I'm originally from an awesome but cluttered and collectible type family and household. And I am here, Chicago, Chicago. Oh my gosh, talk about my family. That's my dad saying, give me a word and I'll sing about it. If you know, you've heard me. Krug, Boston. Go Sox, huh? Yeah, I'm originally from Mass. I've lived outside for about 20 years. Spent about, I could probably do the math, maybe 4.5, 5 years, a little over, almost 5 years in Delaware. Yeah, but anyhow, we could talk about geography all day. But the reason I'm here, I see Texas, I see Pittsburgh, I love this, is because I'm a decluttering life coach. I got into decluttering life coaching because I know what a struggle it was for me to figure out what to do with my stuff and what I wanted my home to look and feel like. But I have kind of cracked that nut. Hey, Delawares, go Sussex County, 19971, no, 19, yeah, Rehoboth Beach. Kelly and Piper, we're probably on the same, 476. See? So yeah, so for me to get myself back focused, the reason I do these TikTok lives, and I have my mailing list and I have my one-on-one coaching, is I felt stuck. I didn't know what to do. I had learned some unhelpful, I'm trying not to say the word bad, but I had learned some very unhelpful habits that caused me to pile stuff up everywhere, to not put things away, to say this famous phrase, I'll get to that later, or it's around here somewhere. I don't know if these things seem at all familiar to you. We joke in my family, honestly, that our family crest should have the Latin phrase, it's around here somewhere. So I come from generations of people who have stories and thoughts and feelings and results of clutter. Now the funny thing is actually, so I do these scheduled TikTok lives, and later today I will be posting the video schedule. I'm going to be doing a marathon of TikTok lives this whole week until May 1st, because you know why? Good morning, Erin. Nice to see you. I am doing a marathon of TikTok lives, not because I have to, because I was thinking, this is to me, I'll share this with you. One of the things that I have learned is when my brain and my head and my heart offer the phrase, you know what might be fun, ... You know what might be fun? You know what seems like it could be fun? anytime there's fun involved, and trust me, I am also a person who leaves parties early and would rather sometimes lay on the couch and read a book than go out and do some socializing. But when me feels it's fun, I will be more encouraged to do something. So I thought when I was looking at my, and this is again trying to get my words better, my roadmap for the week, not my breeze blocking, as you people know, but also my roadmap. I was like, hey, you know what? What if I just seed what it was like, saw what it was like to do a TikTok live every day from now until May 1st. Maybe I will reach new people who don't know who I am. Maybe people who have, hung out for a while will realize how much they get done with the little kind of intermittent thing. So I will post that schedule later, but I thought it'd be fun to show up like this. I also think it's going to be more fun when I turn on a light, because the sun is a bit iffy today. So enjoy the background. Let me just turn on a light, okay? I don't know if it helped, but anyhow, it makes me see things easier. So anyhow, why am I here? I'm here to help you. What are you jammed up with? What's bugging you clutter-wise? What are you struggling with? What are you frustrated with? What's the thing? What's the stuff? I love to think about these things. I love to think about, oh yeah, something says encourage more viewers to share. I don't know if you want to, honestly, this is where I get to be very Gen X and a bit slackery. I'm like, I don't know, I'm never going to force you. Hey, everybody, come on, get people, it's like, if you like what I do, consider sharing share the live. I don't even know how to do that. Okay. Okay. Sue Bell is saying, I love when you are on in the AM to start the day. I love it too. Okay. Because I am a morning person, and starting out the day gives you an opportunity to get some good stuff done. So Lupe is saying, how do I start? Help. Okay. And what else do I got here? Good day. Somebody else is saying, I need you today. I need you. All right. So good stuff. Good stuff, people. What I want to help you with is starting. This is going to be kind of like starting everything, but not to overwhelm you. What I want you to think of, and I know this may sound different than anybody else who's ever talked about decluttering, I want you to start with breathing. What? Breathing? I do that all the time, people. I do that without thinking about it. Yeah, the breathing you do may be a bit automatic. You don't think about it, but how about just breathing in deeply? In with the good air, out with the bad air. What you're doing is, when you don't know when you're saying to yourself, I don't know, how do I don't know. What I sense is there's a bit of overwhelm, a bit of nervous system activation, for lack of a regular way to put it. You're kind of like, I don't know. How do I start? I don't even know. A little panting. Let's do the opposite. Let's slow it down. Let's calm it down. Let's work on your nervous system first. Work on your energetic system. I don't know. I call it my heart, but it's really kind of all the feels, right? The stuff that makes you go, oh, I can't even breathe. I feel overwhelmed. Here's a quick hack. Is think of the word down. When you don't know what to do, I want you to think of slowing down, breathing down, calming down, quieting down, moving your body down like this, kind of like you're petting a little kid's head who's all in a kerfuffle, or maybe there's a kitty whose back went zing, and all the little hackles, or the dog. Calm down. There's nothing to be afraid of. Okay? And when you feel a little bit better here, you can look around. You can notice the enormity of the world and not get so hyper-focused. Hyper-focus can help sometimes. ADHD people, don't freak out. Calm down your nervous system and then say, how do I start? And I want to say, start with the end in mind. I know I read that in a self-help book, people. I know it. It's the guy, the seven habits guy. But seriously, think of it like a road trip. Okay? Now you see maybe some of the things around here. I love vintage stuff, and I love, for decades, I used to do vintage road trips. I want you to think of the end in mind. What do you want your house to look like? What do you want to feel like in your house? Another tip. If you don't know what that is, you're like, I don't even know. How about this? I bet you do know. I bet you have plenty of words to explain and describe how crappy you feel in your house, for lack of a better, unhelpful, you know, I want you to write down the crappy stuff. How do you feel in your house now? You know, I feel stuck. I feel suffocated. I feel depressed. I feel trapped. I feel any of the negatives. Write those down. That's helpful information. Because then what you can do is you can fold a piece of paper in half, create another column on the other side of that, and say, wait, there's an opposite. There's an opposite to that. I would rather feel, and start writing that stuff down. Then at least you know what you're aiming for. Now, I may be getting too deep in the morning as being like, how does it feel and all this? How about this? You look at your kitchen and you're like, you know what? I want the counters clean. What would be my kitchen with nothing piled on the kitchen table? I would like the floor to be vacuumed and, dare I say, mopped. Okay, start with the end in mind. That's going to allow you to get some ideas. Know what I just did there? I put some actions about that. Clearing a table, clearing a surface. You do know what to do. Okay? You do know what to do. And I want to encourage everybody, when they're saying you're stuck and you're burned out, you have to take care of yourself first. This is one of the reasons why I went, and after I'd been coaching for a wee bit, I quickly realized the component of what kind of under the umbrella of life coaching. And this is the interplay and the interaction of how you feel, both mentally, physically, energetically, spiritually, emotionally. All those feels has a direct effect on what you do and how you do it. So if you're feeling burned out, are you exhausted? I know. I bet you're working hard. Don't beat yourself up for that. Take some time and rest. What is it? Kind of recharge your social battery? Okay? Do that, because then when you feel better, you're going to do better. You're not going to do well if you are basically driving your car with an empty tank. Okay? So notice how you're feeling first. And if you're not feeling great, let's do something about it. To me, anytime I see something, oh my God, here it comes, I can't help it. My brain is offering up freaking, what's his name? Ice Ice Baby. And I'm like, if you got a problem, yo, I'll solve it. I always am listening for where I can help. Okay? So, oops, sorry, I hit something weird. Jackie is saying, stuck with all the bathroom accoutrements. I can't bring myself to discard the lotions and serums and tinctures. Tinctures was my thing because we talk about lotions and potions and tinctures. Okay? Notice this. I can't bring myself to bring myself. Here's myself. I'm bringing it to the trash barrel. And my hand is clinging onto a tincture or a lotion. And my brain says, let go of it. But my heart's like, I just can't. Notice that. You have a thought in your head. This is what I think. See, prove me wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, so I'll change my coaching. You've got a thought in your head that is causing you to feel kind of like, I feel like I can't let go of it. It starts up here, and boy, do these two do a little tango together. If these guys are not playing nicely, you're going to be hanging on to stuff that you know you don't need, you know you don't want, but you can't release it. Head to the heart to the hand, in that order. Sometimes this is almost immediate, like you don't even realize it, but think of Jackie Stevens Nell. What is the story that goes through your head when you imagine yourself grabbing this, with the tincture and potion and your lotion and then putting it in the trash? You don't have to tell me, but notice there's a story. I paid good money for that. I'm wasteful. That's not cool. I'm going to get in trouble because I spent money. Mine is always, I'm going to get in trouble. Hello, Catholicism. All right? Notice everybody. Notice, not just in decluttering, but just for now, decluttering. When you have a hard time releasing something, I bet you've got a thought in your head that makes you feel a feeling, and when you feel a feeling, you do a thing. Think of head, think of heart, think of hands. And they come in that order from top down. And notice when I said about taking overwhelm, I didn't say overwhelm, but I'm always thinking about it. Calming down, slowing down. Just think of that whole notion of things from top to bottom. Also notice, I'm just throwing this in there, because when I just did this with my hands, now I often say don't look at the screen while I'm doing a TikTok live, because you can be out decluttering your surfaces, but look where my hands are. Pretend this is water, okay? Pretend this is clutter. Many times people feel kind of a suffocating feeling with too much too much. I feel overwhelmed. There's too much. I can't breathe. I am struggling. I am drowning. People have said, how about this? You just lower the levels of stuff in your house. Suddenly you're not drowning anymore. Suddenly you can breathe. Feels good. I get space. My lungs can expand. My brain can calm the F down because it's always going ba 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 ba. Notice when you have too much, it can feel as not good as when you have too little. What we want is Goldilocks right here, just right. We want your just right feeling. And sometimes the just right feeling, a good way to get started about it is making things look better. Okay? Mountain Rebel Crafts, I'm glad you like the orange. It's one of my favorite colors. I love it. Mountain Kate is giving you encouragement. Yeah, start with checking the dates of tossing anything that's inspired. Expired, not inspired. Yeah, see, this is so cool. This is so cool because we're all in this together. While I'm kind of going deep with one person and one concept, you all are helping each other in the comments. I see Diane TikTok saying write it down or take a picture or sell it or donate it. And then all of that, those exact thoughts. Yeah, all sorts of things. There's all sorts of, I'm so glad that makes sense. There is a direct connection. We are human beings, people. We are not robots. We feel different every day. We wake up and heck, the scale is different. Our energy is different. How our muscles feel is different. I'm just talking from my personal experience this morning. Our levels of how much pee we have in ourselves, how much motivation we have, what's on our, all sorts of things vary from day to day. What I love to think of, and this is one of the things, and I know this is going to sound like me, this is me like hyper aware of what I sound like, but this is going to sound like me like pretending to slide into a sales pitch. I'm not, but I'm sharing with you that I am doing a free workshop next Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. If you can't make it, you can get the recording. But the only people that are invited are the people on the Destination Decluttered mailing list. And now you're like, you haven't even told me what I want to get invited to, so why do I know if I want to go? It's a concept I have. I've called it breeze blocking. And I'm also going to be very clear. I'm trying to change it to road mapping because to me it makes, it's less explaining to do, Lucy, okay? And especially it goes with my road mapping theme. So I want you to think about what you do from here to today. It's kind of a road map. Somebody once called it one of those like AAA triptychs. I remember getting those in like the 80s and 90s going on road trips where you'd have a little map of how far you could get for the day. This is the same type of thing. And one of the things I wanted to just mention to you is when you realize that you do your best work, when your energy is aligned with your time, when you match, when you take into consideration the energy you have, and when I say energy, I don't just mean physical energy. I mean mental, physical, spiritual, all the energies, all the heart, for lack of a better term, all of the body, that plus the time you have, and when you use those two factors to structure what you do, put some structure into your day to get stuff done, that's when you make progress. I'm going to teach that in this workshop. I've called it breeze blocking, but it's basically going to be like kind of creating a daily roadmap, a weekly roadmap that's going to get you to your destination decluttered, destination boom boom decluttered. Okay? So if you're interested in that and you're not on the mailing list, hop on the mailing list. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. If you're on the mailing list, you already know about this. You've already gotten the Zoom link, all the info, because you've gotten my emails. Also, I just wanted to do a quick shout out. If you have signed up for my mailing list and you have not, my mailing list, me. If you've signed up for the mailing list and you haven't received an email from me, shoot me a direct email. I'll give you my email address. It's this, Beth@destinationdecluttered.com. Say, hey, this is the email address I signed up for, and I haven't gotten any emails. I have a list of about 60 people that got caught in some sort of spam filter that I'm thinking you might be on that, okay? I can fix it. If you got a problem, I'll solve it. Oh my God. At some point in my life, I am probably going to meet Vanilla Ice. It's going to happen. I don't necessarily want it to, but I sense it, okay? All right. Okay, so cool. Stephanie's asking, where am I located? I'm located just outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, PA. So the Destination Decluttered, the free workshop for next Sunday is going to be Eastern time. If you can't make it, there'll be a recording, but only for the people only for the people who are on the mailing list, and it's free. It's a cool mailing list. God, you get, actually, speaking of the mailing list and looking at my daily and weekly map here, we have our free monthly group coaching Zoom that happens once a month, just to give you a taste of what coaching is like. Because if you have a taste, maybe you'll want me to be your one-on-one coach. I mean, come on, I'm not going to hide that. But, oh, excellent. Jacqueline signed up and got the email. Boom. I love it. One quick thing, too, is, seriously, while I'm yakking here, when I'm going up, just talking about random stuff, throw a question in the comments if you are stuck. What I like to call this, and think of this, I use these road trip phrases all the time, because for decades I was a road tripper, still am, but I do a little bit different now. And I want you to think of the fact that we even use the phrase roadblock. Roadblock. It is something that is blocking the road so you can't move forward. Now the interesting thing is that in up here, when we have roadblocks, it's stopping you from getting to where you want to go. Your destination decluttered, or your destination anywhere. If you sit in your car and you just sit there and say, yep, there's a roadblock, you're never going to get around it. You're never going to dismantle it. I am here. This is the thing I was thinking about, is I am your co-pilot on this road trip called decluttering. Okay? Now think about this. You are the driver. I'm in the passenger seat. But what I will encourage you to do is, if we're driving along and all of a sudden there's something in the road, what would we do in real life? I share this with you because this was the different way of thinking things that just shifted for me. Anybody remember shifting a car? It shifted freaking everything when I said, what would I do if I was on the road? What would I do if I was in my car? If I ran out of gas, what would I do? I would fill my tank. What would I do if I got lost? I would find a map. I would get help. I would ask for directions. What would I do if I came across a roadblock? I would kind of pull over, get out, look at the roadblock, see if I can get around it, see if there's another way to get to where I want to go. Okay. Okay. So Krug, blocking your path to success. I see this. All right. Couple of things. Julie got her email too. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna group these ones together because they're kind of similar. So Jacqueline is saying, I make more of a mess and feel like I did so much work and see no results. Okay, I can help you with that. Krug is saying, cleaning out closets and getting rid of clothes. I struggle every time I try. I can help you with that. And then Julie is saying, how do we declutter when it's things we need or use but have downsized and regret it? Okay, you all, I am here for you. And basically what I know is that the way you're doing it, there's a better way to do it that doesn't get you in that feeling of struggle or regret or feeling like you're seeing no results. I want to explain this process to you, and this is a thing that I use all the time. Now, I used to be in visual merchandising, and also my last kind of corporate career, which was so weird but so played to my strengths, was a process engineer. So you have probably just a way you're doing things that's not giving you the result you want. If you create a system and you're saying, I want to get this, and then you do this and it doesn't give you it, you know what you do? Let's change the system. Let's change the way you're doing it. So they're all kind of the same thing. So Jacqueline and Krug and Julie, I want you to think about all these things while I explain each one of them kind of separately. So Jacqueline is saying, I make more of a mess and feel like I did so much work and see no results. Here's what I want to suggest to you, okay, is chunking it down and keeping it small. Now, somebody asked yesterday on my TikTok live, and other declutterers are out there, people say, pull all your clothes out of the closet and put them on your bed and then make decisions. I say, don't do that. Okay? Be careful when you do that. Because if you do that and you see too much stuff, that's going to trigger overwhelm. And you might be like, oh my God, I can't even. And then you walk away and you sleep on the couch. All right? So when you are making more of a mess, that is part of the process, okay? When I am teaching my clients, it's so funny how my brain is going like, oh, this is after we're talking about surface clutter, and we go to stored clutter. And when you are going through stuff that is stored in your closet, so Krug, okay, closets, think about this. I want you to take out not all of your clothes, right? And I want you to take out a chunk of your clothes. And let's get specific about this. Let's, not all of it, but how about one chunk, one category? Categories. Name of a category of clothes. We got pants. We got caftans. We got, you know, you have pants, you have caftans, you've got blouses, you get whatever. Pull out one category of clothing. And in order to do any kind of stored clothing, everything's all packed up, you need to spread things out. You need to look at them to know how you feel about stuff and make decisions, because your decisions need to incorporate your feelings. Now, this is what I'm thinking might have happened with Julie. You didn't go through like a kind of a standard process, because the last time you've downsized, you did it a different way. And so now you have regrets. So now you're fearful that you will regret it. Now, the cool thing is if you do a different process, which is very, 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 very simple, you will reduce, if not eliminate, the regret, because you will check in with your heart before you remove things from your home. Okay? So what I say to Jacqueline and to Krug and to Julie, a couple of things. So one of the things I say and to everybody is, I don't know, embroider this on a pillow, but don't give me a pillow. I don't need a pillow. You gotta sort it before you store it. Okay, so what does this mean? You're going to spread it out to take a look at it. So temporarily, you're going to make more of a mess. Jacqueline, it's going to look temporarily worse on its way to looking permanently better. It's part of the process. Every single time you do this, think of you doing a recipe. You know, you go and you get all the stuff that's all collected up in your cupboards, you spread it out, you use it, you'd make a temporary mess to create something else, and then you tidy up after yourself. Okay? And you may be looking for those like HGTV wins. Do you realize every time when you watch one of those like before and after shows, how much they fast forward through the boring parts, the actual work? How much they have a team of people doing this. So if you have a team and you can if you know how to fast forward, please let me know. We will make money. But what I want to say is, feel good about whatever progress you make every single freaking day. At the end of your daily road trip, check in with yourself and say, how do I feel about what I did today? And I want you to be able to say, I feel good. I feel good about what I did today. I made progress. When you feel good at the end of a process, you are more likely to show up the next time to do it. And all of this decluttering is not a one and done thing. It is showing up and showing up and showing up. And when you show up and it's not that bad, you're more likely to do it. I can't tell you how easy it became for me this week when I was calling up to get my mother unsubscribed from all of these junk mail things, including charities. Somebody asked about charities. Totally. I got in such a routine, it was no big deal. Hi, I'd like to unsubscribe from your paper mailing list. Is that something you can help me with? Awesome. Here's the info. Boom. I was done. Repetition, chunking it down. When you feel like it's no big deal, it will be no big deal, and you'll just freaking do it. Okay? I hope that helps you guys. Okay? But notice regret is a feeling. Notice also when when you're cleaning out your closets and getting rid of clothes, notice your words, but clothing brings up feelings, judgment. I know it myself. I used to fit into that. I don't anymore. I paid a lot of money for that and I never wore it. I am not the person I used to be, and that gives me feelings. Incorporate that, just know that is part of this process. Get comfortable with listening up here, feeling here, but not necessarily doing exactly what it says. Running it through is this going to get me to where I want to go? All right? Hope that helps. No, it will. Yeah, like if you take out a bunch and like everything that you have, put it back. Maybe next week we'll know. Yeah, and this is not a one and done thing. If you have things, and I want this to help you, I want you to think of the things that you have in your house. Think of again, I'm going to use the road trip type metaphor, is think of a traffic signal in your body. I like to think of it in your body. I know places call it, like, this is not your chakras, okay? This is my version of the chakras, okay? And it's like you've got a green light here, a yellow light right here, and you've got down here, you've got the red light, okay? Green, yellow, red. Green light. Green light is the stuff you love, the stuff that just tugs at you. You are wafted along and like, oh my gosh, I just love that. I just want to hang out here. I love that smell. I love how that thing looks. I love how I feel in it. Love, 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 love. Green heart. Red. Right down here. Right down here. As I like to say, near the poop chute. Think about how your body doesn't even ask. It just gets rid of the stuff you don't need. Don't need it. Easy to get rid of. You have stuff in your house you know right now it would be easy to get rid of. Trash, recycles, stuff that you just know, boom. It doesn't even go through here. You're just like easy. The things that we all struggle with is the yellow light. Now think about when you're at a yellow light when you're driving. The light goes yellow and all of a sudden there's this tension, this push me pull you, this should I stay or should I go? Should I speed forward to try to get it before it turns red, or do I slow down in order to get red? Do I want it? You know what the tension is right there? I will be honest with you. Is your heart says let it go, but your head is telling you a story that's like, don't want to do it, want to do it, don't want to do it, wanna, don't wanna. It gives you that yellow feeling, and that's the tension. But when we can work, excuse me, I was using my heart, but really the yellow is more like you're, kind of below that. That's what coaching helps you with. We hang out and we just tease out those details. Why are you keeping that? I'm keeping that because I feel guilty because somebody I worked with once gave me this mug. I feel guilty. I feel shameful that I have my house in such a mess. I feel insert ungood feeling here. Because typically the thought is going to be something that doesn't make you feel good. And you're afraid to do something. Okay? Now here is something kind of fun. Let me scroll back here to see what I've missed because this happens. I love it. See, such good ideas here. Okay, people signed up for the mailing list, DestinationDecluttered.com/join. I gotta say too, I freaking love TikTok. It has revolutionized my life. I've met so many cool people. Every single one of my paying clients last year came from TikTok. I know in the news, TikTok may go away. I want us to stay in touch, okay? Getting on the mailing list is a way that I can keep in touch with you even if TikTok goes away. We can all hang out. So get on the mailing list. If you're afraid TikTok's going to go away, I got you. Destination Decluttered. What is it? DestinationDecluttered.com/join. All right. Okay. Notice the overwhelm, people. Anytime you hear overwhelm, I feel like a teacher, but I'm saying this with such love. When you feel overwhelmed, put up your little traffic cop hand. Stop. Maybe you're one of the Supremes. I said the routines. Maybe you're one of the Supremes. Stop in the name of love. Calm down, slow down, breathe down, just breathing down, just stopping and breathing. It's free. You can do it all the time. And then slowing down, quiet down, breathe down, all the downs. And then from there, when everything's a little bit quiet, when I like to say, your backseat drivers who are chatty all the time in the backseat of the car, whoosh, whoosh, you have quieted them down. Shh, it's okay. Shh. When you get that quiet, then that's the space. Notice where even my just a hand organically went to. That's the space where you can make a better decision. Okay? When you're stressed, do what I said. Traffic cop hand, all the downs. Quiet down the backseat drivers. Quiet down the backseat drivers. Notice how down just comes. Notice even when I'm doing this, when you're doing some sort of body somatic things, as we call it in the biz, but I don't like to use fancy words. Moving your hands from up to down past your heart calms and soothes your body. And when you feel better, you're going to do better. Okay? I love that everybody is giving each other little tips like turning the hangers backwards to see what you've worn and have you wasn't. Okay, Maddie G, you feel like you've described my life to a T. I feel better. I'm not the only one. Yeah, I'm glad you feel welcome. Look, there's like 150 of us right here, and this is just a smidge of so many people struck. Maddie, you are not alone. I think so many of us struggle with clutter just by the era in which we live and the age in which we are. When I say age, I have coached people from their 20s to their 70s, heck, almost 80s. But so when we grow up, we have a feeling of too much. We think too much. We think a lot is going to help us, and then we realize a lot quickly turns into too much. All right, what else do we have here? Building momentum. Christy is saying body doubling helps you. I love it. Hey, Tiger Lily had a yard sale to get rid of clutter, and you made $290. Rock! I love it. I love it. You can do it. See, there's so many ways you can do things. Now, here's a fun thing. Abbott Elementary. Nice to see you. This is when I was thinking about this today, is on my morning walk. I'm getting back in the habit of doing my morning walks. I totally slacked in the winter, but I'm trying not to judge myself about that. On my morning walk, I was thinking about how if you just stay on the surface, if you just want your surfaces to look good, or you just want to have a superficial kind of life, that's fine. That's you. But what I have found is if you go under, even if you scratch the surface and you kind of dig a little bit deeper, I don't want to say dig a hole that you'll never get out of, but I want to say scratch the surface and see what's underneath. See what's underneath the hood that's making you work and what you don't work. And what came up to me was digging for treasure, buried treasure. And you will discover things about yourself when you declutter, what you like, what you don't like, what you used to like and you still like, what you used to like and you don't like anymore, what your life was like and how you want it to be now and in the future. But digging for treasure, I love this. Abbott Elementary says, just went through a purse to put in the closet and found an MIA valuable gift card. Think of the treasures you are going to dig up when you declutter. That's a perfect example. I feel like I would be lying, but I'm not a good liar. My face turns red. I would be lying if I was saying, like, it just feels so many people that I one-on-one coach will say, I found money. I found a gift card. I found something that I had been looking for forever. I found diamond earrings. I found gift cards. I found cash. I found a sentimental item. I found that I had 14 different spatulas. You're going to discover things, and some of these things are going to be really valuable, both in self-knowledge and discovery, but also out in the real world monetarily and, all that kind of stuff. So if you start going under the surface, if you never open up that drawer and dump it out, or that purse, you're like, oh, whatever, just leave it. If you don't open it up to see what's there, you may be missing something really cool. So that's so cool about the valuable gift card. There we go. Okay. User 1963 is saying, and this is really important, so I'm gonna doodle it up. I gotta back it up. Come on, TikTok. I gotta say, you just there we go. They always zoop to the bottom, and I have to back up. Okay, now, user 1963, etc. says, my struggle is due to finances. If I get rid of it, will I be able to buy one in the future? Notice that that's not financial. That's a financial component. However, that is a thought that is making you feel a feeling. And if you feel a feeling, you're going to do a thing. I will elaborate. Stop, elaborate, and listen. I know it's collaborate, but okay. Notice you ask yourselves, will I be able to buy one in the future? You have a choice of what you want to think. Notice how this goes. Will I be able to buy one in the future? No. I will not be able to buy one in the future. I better hang on to this. That's a thought, another thought. On the other hand, though, will I be able to buy one in the future? Yes, I'll be able to buy one in the future. And if I can't buy one, I can borrow one, I can rent one. Maybe one will just magically appear in my life. I am going to trust that when I need that thing, if I need that thing in the future, I will be able to get one to use. Different thought, two different thoughts. I just made them up. They are just words in my head. One says yes, one says no. No makes me hang on to it. Fear and clingy keeps me hanging on to it. Keeps me hanging on. The other one, love, possibility, trust, allows me to let it go. You can decide which side do you want to be on? Notice I said the unhelpful thoughts over here, more helpful thoughts over here. Which side do you want to be on? Which side feels better? And what side feels better to think and to feel? You know what? I'm going to trust that all is going to be okay. I am going to trust that everything's going to be okay. I know when I feel that way, I do better things throughout the day to make things better. If I'm like, oh no, things are horrible, they're going to stay horrible, I've been like this, it's all the blah, blah, blah. When I get like that, look at my body language. I'm like a little rolling into a ball. I'm going to crawl back into bed, put the covers over my head, and eat Pringles and watch cartoons. Now, there's a time and a place for everything. I love sitting in bed. I love Pringles. I love watching goofy stuff on TV. But that's not going to get me the life I want. I have a choice. You have a choice. What side do you want to be on? Are you going to go my way? I don't know. Lenny Kravitz just popped in. I'm going to honor that. Okay. But just notice the thoughts behind how you feel. Good morning from New York, Nurse Ellen. My house has serious water damage. After the cleanup company pulled everything out, I went through, sold at a yard sale, $860. So much space. I love it. So good. Body doublings. Okay. Diane, this is interesting. I want to walk in a house and it looks like a hotel, nothing around. I have a client who wanted their house to look like a hotel. I love going to hotels, trust me. That is my new thing right now, is going to fun, cool, funky hotels. Because for decades, I would either not go to a hotel because that would cost money. We don't do that. We stay in somebody's house. We crash on the floor. We, sleep on the couch. Then we would go to hotels because I was writing about kind of those little mom and pops. Now I like going to hotels, so I know that vibe. But nothing around. Do you want it to be that anonymous, though? I bet you want to look at stuff. And I'm looking around this room right here. Every time your eye lands on something, how about it's something you love? That makes you feel good. Love equals feel good. Okay? I love this. My friend collects items for the homeless. I've started making large donations to her monthly. Yes. Feeling good about how you are moving things out of your home can make it easier for you to move things out of your home. Feeling good. Lady J cleaned my whole fridge yesterday. Pitched, organized, wiped it all down. It's gleaming white now. How does that look make you feel? Oh, that must feel awesome. I love that. Mariah says, I found 2 gift cards last week too. See, this what happened. Good morning, Awesome Sauce. Nice to see you. Rosalind Kimba. Yeah, frankly, our children do not want all our stuff. They don't. And if you get real with it, you have stuff that you own, that's your stuff that you don't even want. So why would they want it? Okay? All right. Notice Mrs. Tina. I'm not going to pay a lot for that muffler. I don't know. I struggle with getting rid of kids, now teens' toys. Notice you have a thought, a phrase in your head. I paid a lot for those toys. Yeah. You did. You've paid money for pretty much everything, like so many things in your house. Do you ever ask them to give? You're not going to get your money back unless you sell it. Are you going to get your money back? Are you going to sell them? If not, hanging on to them does not give you the money back. All it does is keep you in being surrounded by stuff you don't want. Your kids don't want them. They're teens now. Here is a tip from the world of economics and business. Absolve yourself of the sunk cost. What's the sunk cost? You can look it up. It's basically the money you sunk into something for what it was. Knowing that everything that you buy, you've sunk money into, if it works out for you, great, awesome, cool, that worked out. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works out for a while your children are that age, but then they move out of that age and they're no longer playing with those toys. It's just a part of living. When you get used to saying, I'm going to pay money for stuff and we're going to use it for a while, ideally, and then there may be a time we don't use it, but notice all these things are thoughts that make you feel a certain way. And when you feel a certain way about your stuff, you're either hanging on to it, I paid a lot for that, or you're not, like, you know what, my kids enjoyed it while they did. Now, I'm going to donate these things someplace where somebody else who couldn't afford them, because I paid a lot for them, somebody else who can't afford them gets to enjoy them too. They can bring joy to somebody else. The things I no longer need can bring joy to somebody else. How does that phrase? Doesn't it feel better when you just say that? The things I no longer need or want can bring joy to somebody else. How about that for a mantra? When you're going through your stuff, if you don't need it or want it, This can bring joy to somebody else. This can bring joy to somebody else. Notice even my hand motion is kind of saying, get it out, kind of get out of the frame here. I can more easily remove things. You have a choice. When you stop, collaborate, and listen, when you stop and you quiet down the backseat drivers, quieting down, calming down the backseat drivers, then you have the opportunity to notice the thought that comes in and say, do I want that one, or do I want to copy and paste something better over it? This one makes me feel crappy. What can I say to myself that's going to make me feel better? This one, I'm going to just copy and paste. I'm going to drive down that road instead of this one because this one makes me feel crappy. What am I going to do? You have a choice. It's kind of cool. All right. Jacqueline got up, took your meds, opened the blinds. Now I'm going to get moving. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, people. What do we have here? I'm going to back it up here. Tiger Lily says, I want to have a yard sale every day, and I want to put everything outside to sell, including the dog. What's stopping you from having a yard sale every day? Put everything outside to sell. Do it. Why not? It's just stuff. I mean, the dog, maybe your dog's an asshole. I don't know. But notice that, just examine it. How would that feel to just get all that stuff out you don't want? Make money, it could be fun. I had yard sales for a bunch of times. I sold vintage stuff for a wicked long time. I collected it. I sold it online, in person, in a shop. Like, I feel like Sam I Am. I did all those things. It was fun for a while, and then it wasn't, and so I changed. You can too. You're not alone. All right? Okay, how about this? Diane TikTok says, I also keep things that could be worth a lot of money someday. Another good one. Notice that. It's a thought in your head. I'm keeping this because, why do you keep that? It might be worth a lot of money someday. Pretend someday is today. Look up today, just one thing. Everybody who is keeping something that might be worth something someday, look it up on eBay today. Do a Google search, give yourself 10 whopping minutes to see if anybody is paying the money you want to get from it. And if they're paying that kind of money now, not asking, paying, completed auctions, what people actually paid. Take the pulse of what people are collecting now. It might be an eye-opener. I say this because there are things that people used to value that they don't value anymore. Does anybody have family china in the cupboard? Yeah. Things that people paid hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars for aren't as valuable to people anymore. I know this from firsthand experience. I told this story yesterday just really quickly. My dad collected some books. He spent money on those books, a lot of money in our estimation. My dad died. We felt weird about selling his books. We finally got around to selling his books, and by the time we finally got around to it, the books were worth barely anything. 1.5% of what he had invested in them. So do yourself a favor. If you think you're going to sell it someday, let today be the day you start that process to even see what people are selling. Think of Beanie Babies. Think of things that people used to spend a wicked lot of money on that they don't spend, that you can't give away now. Okay? So notice the thought. I'm hanging on to this because of a thought. This might be worth something someday, and the fear of releasing something that you could have made money off of. Could have, if you decided to sell it. Head, heart, hand. Thought, feeling, action, clinging, or releasing. Lather, rinse, repeat. It's pretty much everything. What is this thing? Do I want it? If I want it, where does it go? If I don't want it, where does it go? I like to keep it simple. Okay? There you go. Yeah, okay. User 1963. My mom has so many Yadros, Crystal, etc. I beg her to sell them now. She won't. That's okay. That's okay. That's hers. That's her stuff. Can you imagine somebody coming to you and begging you to sell your stuff? I don't know about you. I would be, respect your mom and her feelings. However, user 1963, this is going to sound harsh but true. Your mom's going to die at some point. If she doesn't, let me know, because let's be famous together when she never dies. When your mom dies, you can do something with her Yadros and Crystal, etc.? What do you want to do with them? What's the plan you are making right now for her, Crystal, and her Yadro? All right? Start making a plan for you. Everybody, here, pay attention. We can't control other people and how they think or feel about their stuff, but what we can do is make a plan for their stuff that's going to benefit us. Now, I know that sounds like benefit us. I just mean feel good about what you're going to do when they pass and you inherit all of these items that they don't feel like dealing with. Start making a plan now for you. I am here. I'm not here for your mom. I'm not here for your kids or your husband. I am here for you. What do you want to happen with the Yadros and Crystal? You don't want them in your house. If she doesn't sell them, what are you going to do with them? Start making that plan now so you don't have to keep on bugging your mom about it. Storage manager, it says, I'm 38 and still afraid to get rid of my Beanie Babies. Fear. I'm afraid to do something. Fear is on this hand. Unhelpful thought, unhelpful feeling, fear means you're hanging on to stuff. How about this? More helpful thought, feeling of love, more easily to release things. You decide what side of the fence you want to be on. What side? This side feels to me kind of crappy. This is shame. This is judgment. This is ugh. Over here, just get curious. Lighten up. Love yourself. Let it go. Let it go. Okay? All right. She is willing them to my kids. I'd rather her sell them and take a cruise. Yeah, you know what? I want my mom to do a bunch of stuff too. She doesn't want to. That's what we want for her. Here's the other thing too. If she's willing them to your kids, ask your kids if they want them. And if they don't want them, all of y'all can make a plan for these things, okay? Because here's the bummer about these things. Guilt. Guilt makes you hang on to stuff that if you don't want it, but there's a story attached to it. So how about absolving your kids of the guilt of saying, well, I don't really want this Yadro, but my grandmother gave it to me, so I guess I should keep it. They're going to remember your mother whether they have the Yadros or not. And I know I'm pronouncing it American-like. But maybe they do want it. Maybe there's that one that they've always loved. Ask your kids if they want it. And if they don't, make a plan that you all feel good about. Maybe not, and maybe it's after your mom's died. Okay? Oh, there you go. Maddie G357 says, I finally donated all of my Beanie Babies to an autistic classroom. They use them for so much good. Awesome. Yeah, new production or original style Beanie Babies are now being sold in Hallmark. Hallmark, love you, but man, you make people collect stuff. Okay? Yeah, my kids don't want them. Maybe one piece. Okay. Pick your battles. You may not change your mother's mind. Your mother may be hell-bent on doing what she's doing. You could say to her, hey, you know what, with love in your heart, not judgment, get clear about your energy. When you've got love in your heart, things go a lot better. You can say to her, hey, just so you know, the kids don't really want the Yadros. That's so nice of you to think of them. But they don't want them. Maybe there's something else we can do about them right now. Maybe we can sell them and then just gift the kids the money. You know? So there are things you can do with your things. Now, maybe she's like, no, maybe she's really stubborn. I want to give them to the kids. Fine, wait till she's dead, sell them, and feel good about the fact that you're going to do something good with your kids. You guys are going to sell them, and you're going to go on a cruise yourselves. You know? You can't change other people, but you can change what you do with their stuff. Okay? Okay. Tiger Lily, I was so proud of myself putting out a Precious Moments yesterday at the garage sale. It didn't sell. That's okay, it didn't sell. How good for you to be like, you know what? I'm gonna take the baby step of releasing it. Maybe I still want it, or maybe I've noticed that it was okay for me to release it, so where's another place for me to go? Where's another place for that Precious Moments to go? Do I really want it back? Or could I donate it somewhere else? Yeah, the kids would definitely prefer the money. Who wouldn't? Money is a wonderful thing. Money is the most flexible gift. Money you can do so much with, and the neat thing is about money, I will share this with you from a decluttering perspective. Money allows you to buy things that don't clutter up your house. Money allows you to buy things that fill up your heart, not your home. Ooh, that sounds good. Money allows you to create experiences, to go on trips, to have a delicious meal with somebody, to travel and spend time with friends. Money allows you to do that. Having the money trapped in a blue and white ceramic thing, the money can't do what it wants to do when it is stuck in an item. If you want to sell something, think of it as releasing the money in it so you can do something cool with the money. And here's an interesting thing too. Sometimes having a destination of I want to make money to do this destination will encourage you to sell the things that you have. Okay? Kids now don't want our stuff. Yeah, why would they? You don't want your stuff. That's why you're listening to us. And I say that, I think something's going on with that. We live in a totally capitalist society, and for decades, our generations and the generations before were told, if you have money, you buy stuff, and you show people how much money you have with what you have. And that works until it makes you feel crappy. We can change that dynamic. And it's kind of fun to be part of that change. I love it. Becky is saying, I love the thermos print behind you. Thank you. That's actually from, so funny. My back just cracked. Solid Sound Festival 2017 at Mass Mocha. But thank you. Yeah, when I saw that when we went to the festival, I was like, oh my God, that's going to look so good in my house. And I grabbed it and I went right back to the car and I made sure it was safe. And it brings me joy every time I see it. It reminds me of good times. Okay. There we go. Decluttering. Oh, PM 11208. Decluttering allowed for a small house party for a family member they will remember for a lifetime. How freaking awesome is that? Now, PM 11208 is one of my one-on-one clients, so I can't wait to hear about that tomorrow. But look at the things that decluttering, what's in it for me? By selling this, I can do something else. By selling this, I can go take a trip. I can have a party. By decluttering, we can have a party for a family member. You know? Yeah, you know what? Still a ways to go? Shh. There's always a ways to go. I mean this, so just know that that's part of it. But relish in where you are and feel good about how long you've come. So funny, I've got a little, like a globe here. You know? Sure. You know? It's like, oh, we have so far to go. But yeah, look how far you've gone. You know? Check that stuff out. All right. Oh my goodness, you guys, 9:57. I could do this all day. I could do this all day. Okay. How can I help my very sentimental, my 24-year-old son? My house is overflowing. Shelly B. Notice that things cause us to have thoughts and feelings, and those thoughts and feelings create what we do. Clue this in. Have a convo with your 24-year-old son about the sentimental items. It could be, I'm a sentimental person. You look around, I could tell you the story of pretty much every single item in the house. But they're all stories that make me feel good. So I want to say this, quality versus quantity. Do you need all of those things to remind you of that event? Or could you pick just one? You know, did I need all the souvenirs from Solid Sound 2017? No, I picked one. And even then I was very judicious because I said, will this fit in my home? Can I make space for this? The answer was yes. I don't know. Your 24-year-old son, have him watch my videos. Have him show up at a TikTok Live. I can help him. You know? Okay, yeah, Erin, well-meaning family backseat drivers can actually keep us stuck. Yeah. Okay. Helping a sick friend is deconstructing a house. Thousands of dollars of materials, flooring, windows I want to resell. Okay. Go for it then. Resell it. Resell it, but see if anybody is buying it. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Can't hurt. Might help. That's my mantra. Can't hurt. Might help. Okay. But if it doesn't sell, what's your next step? If I do it and it sells, yay. That's your green route. But if it doesn't sell, what are you going to do? You have a Habitat for Humanity restore? Try that, you know? Things are only worth what people are willing to buy them for. And people are only willing to buy things for, it is dependent on what's going on in the world, in their lives, and where they are at the moment. Right now, like back in the day, I was not willing to pay for a hotel room because I was like, no. Money thoughts, money feelings. No, that's fine. Now, I'm like, I'm worth it. I want to stay in that cool hotel. I am excited about it. I remember when I've cheaped out of myself in the past and it felt crappy. Those things hang out with me. Right now, I'm in the moment of trying to redo some of those things. All right? I love it. Emily brought all my dolls to a summer camp. If a kid naturally took ownership of one, they could keep it. I love it. Jacqueline says, dishwasher going, washer going, and cleaning out my spot shampooer. Awesome. Disney Mom, what about saving boxes for things? All right, I'm going to get, okay. What about saving the box for things? Ask yourself this question. What is this thing? It's a box from a thing. Why am I saving it? Not judgy, not judgment. Judgment's over here. Curiosity's over here. Why am I saving this? Well, in case I sell it, it will be worth more when it's mint in box. Why am I saying? Well, if we move, I might want to put it in there. My husband is a box saver. It's a good box. Oh my gosh, getting an iPhone, why do they make those boxes so nice but unuseful? If anything, I think that's poor design. To me, it reflects poorly on Apple that they cannot design a box that is either totally recyclable or one that is really good and handy once you get the phone out of it. Ask yourself why you are hanging on to your stuff, and ask it with love in your heart and curiosity. And when you've counted down the backseat drivers, listen for the answer. And the answer may pop up in a backseat driver voice. You can't do that. That might be worth something someday. You may need those itchy blankets. Okay? Boxes, expensive items come in. Okay. Is the box worth any money? Just ask yourself these questions. I think that's one of the things that coaching helps with, is just giving you the space and the non-judgment area to just examine what's going on kind of underneath the hood, behind the scenes, that's causing you to make these decisions or not. Notice you're hanging on to that. That's a box from something expensive. I'm going to hang on to that. But in the meantime, if you don't watch it, your house is going to be full. You know? Yeah, I have gotten into the habit of keeping the original box for the item, but I've asked myself the next question. Why am I saving this? Okay. Francesca says, and I'm gonna wrap up in like 2 minutes, okay? But Francesca's saying, why do you think certain people aren't bothered by clutter? I'm the only one in my family who cares. Francesca, let me ask you this. If you're the only one who cares, are you cleaning up a lot after people? If you care, do you clean up after people? Because if you're cleaning up after them, why would they want to change? They have a built-in maid. And I say this with love because you'll notice the dynamic. I know myself. If somebody's going to do something for me, my husband's like cooking dinner. I'm like, fine, go for it. If somebody else is going to do it for me, I'm not going to change. But when he was away, I was like, oh, I have to cook myself dinner. I have to do this myself. All right? So many good things. I love it. Listening while cleaning under the bed. All right, just so you know, I know you're under the bed. I'm going to sign off now, but here's a couple of good things before I leave. My name is Beth, Destination Decluttered, here on TikTok. Follow me and spread the word. I am doing a TikTok live every single day from now until May 1st. It's going to be, I was going to say different days, of course, going to be different time every day, but I'm East Coast, so it's most likely going to be between, 7 a.m. and noon. I will be later on posting the schedule about it, but if you want to know immediately when it's going to be, sign up for my mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. Also this week, if you sign up for the mailing list, I know this sounds like an infomercial, I'm just stating facts though. People on the mailing list are coming to a free group coaching that we do once a month just for the people on the mailing list. Next Sunday, people on the mailing list are going to be able to come to a free workshop that I'm doing all about how to get stuff done on a daily basis so that you actually make progress. And then the last and best thing that I do, so sign up for the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. I do one-on-one coaching. I do coaching just like this on Zoom. So I coach people from all over the country. You and me, a 10-week package, paid coaching. If that sounds at all interesting to you, if as a former client said, I want you all to myself and not have to, wait for my turn, that's what one-on-one coaching is. Go to my website, destinationdecluttered.com, and look for the big orange button that says schedule a consultation. Now, my consultations are only about from now until May 1st, because then after May 1st, I'm going up for about a week to help my mother with her clutter. But in the meantime, between now and in about the next 10 days or so, we could have a consultation, which is really a conversation about what you're bugging, what's jamming you up, if I can help you, this is what coaching is like. That sounds good. We can get you on the calendar. We could start coaching as early as this week. 10 weeks from now is going to be, sometime in June. Can you imagine how it would feel to be not cluttered when the summer hits? I would love it. Okay, and PM11208 says, wonderful coach. Thank you. Yes, Carla, I booked a time. I am so stoked. Going to get a jersey so I can be coached. I love it. Okay, now I'm going to sign off now. Everybody have an awesome day. Kara, good morning. I hope you're doing well with your selling of stuff. All sorts of good things are happening. You guys, I can feel it. And I'm here with you. You're not alone. We're in this together. But let's change this clutter stuff that bugs us so we can move forward. And as my cup says, oh, I don't know, drive in the direction of your dreams, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.